Hello everyone, so it's your third session for the flat drawing. We will draw some skirts, sweater and pants, and the tools that we're gonna learn newly is going to be the blend tool, gradient tool, offset tool, and among the stroke tools, we will know how to create a dashed line, and then blend tool, and then we will leave the brush tool again to create our own brush. So yes, we will learn a lot of new tools today. So we will start with the set of the skirts today. So for this, as you can see, there is just some patterns going on here. So we will use brush tool to here and here too. And we will learn how to use the some offset tool to create this one, and then use gradient tool to add this kind of shadow here. Okay, so let's open on your flat files, So you don't need to create a new file. Instead, we're just gonna add our, flat drawing libraries here. So as you see, if I zoom out, I have a lot of drawings, placed outside of the work area. So we will start with the pen tool, and I may zoom in a little bit. For the bottom, Control plus, Command plus for the short key. And then P as a pencil, P. And then, when you draw, it's better that you have no fill, okay? No fill, and then stroke color. I may change the stroke color now, so you can see better. And then I will add waistband later, so I will draw the main skirt part first. So I will draw a little bit curved line here. And then click back. And as you see of this skirt, it's kind of a lot of gathers outside. So I will draw here. And then click back. And then somewhere here. And then here, and then here. So I will draw a kind of wrinkled line on the side a little bit. And then again, usually I try to draw a little bit quickly. And then usually I edit the lines with the direct selection tool later. So you might do that too. Okay. And then it's about to be this length. And then there should be a like here. And then I think I will make a little bit curve here. And then I will make around here. And then once I meet the midline, I will hit the enter. Okay, so I may zoom in a little bit to make my line fixed a little bit. So A as your direct selection tool, and then if you guys wanna some of line little curvier, what tool you can use? You can use add anchor point tool. So I may change this one from pointy to a little bit curvier with, and then add a tool to make a little bit smoother. And then I may zoom in more here. Minus, as I delete this one, okay? And then A. Okay. Control minus, okay. So I can actually add a little bit of a wrinkle line now before I do the transform. So P as a pen tool, and then I may add, enter, enter, oops, enter, enter, click, enter, click, enter, click, enter, click, enter, click, enter. And we learn how to use different stroke, not the uniform, but non-uniform stroke hand. So for those wrinkle lines, we may do that. So with the selection tool, I told you, if you hold your shift key, you can select several objects together. So with shift key, I selected those wrinkles, and then window, if you don't have the stroke window opened yet, I will do that. So I will open my stroke window by going window, and then stroke, and then from the uniform, you may decide where you want this or this. So this time I like this one, but it's up to you. And yes, okay. So I changed my stroke line a little bit more irregular. Okay, here. Oops. Then I will do transform with selection tool, whole thing selected, and then transform, reflect, copy, and then move, and then let's join top and bottom. So here, join, and then let's see whether I can join. I think it's joined. Yeah. So now my main skirt was added. So I will add waistband first. So P, enter, and then I will select the whole thing, and then transform, reflect, copy, and then move. So actually I will move this one here to make join this one. Okay. Now we will add the string here. So we will create a brush now. So for those strings, so P as a pen tool. Oops. P as a pen tool, and draw this, enter, and then actually I will copy this one, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and because I want them to be exactly same in terms of the starting point, end points, to make sure your those lengths are same. Otherwise you will have a more gap. So as much as you have the same length for those two lines, you will have a less gaps between each repeat. Okay, and then P, and then I will draw inner kind of wrinkle here. Enter, 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 like that, enter. Okay, so after you create a wrinkle line, let's open a brush window. So go to window and then select brush and select the whole thing together by dragging and select, and then bring this one to here. And once you see the plus sign, you can let it go, and then you select the pattern brush and then hit the OK, and then you see kind of repeat here, and then click OK. Now come back to your main skirt, and then with pen tool, let's draw from here and then around here, and then after you draw a line, you can apply those brushes, enter. And if you think you wanted to make a little bit slightly smaller, which is my case, I want a little bit smaller, so double click, and then you can reduce a little bit, maybe 90%, and then hit OK, and then apply, and then you will get smaller. Okay, so you can do those size adjustment by double clicking the stroke brush that you added, and then you can copy this one, transform to the other side, or as this is just one line, you can do one more, enter, and then apply. Let's see which one I like. Hey, actually I want a little bit curvier. Oops. Actually, I like this one better than this one, so I may delete this one. And then transform with selection tool, transform, reflect, and then copy, and then move to the other side. And then we will add those strings here. And last time I show you how to draw the slider, so it's kind of similar. We will use a rectangle pre-shaped tool, rectangle tool, to draw. I may zoom in a little bit. Okay, and then with anchor tool, you can kind of make this line smoother. And then with the A, and then I will draw a real long rectangle tool here, and then use anchor tool to curve. And then I may select Ctrl C, A again. Okay. And then Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and I may reduce the size for the shorter string. And then I will put this on here, and then here, and then I want this one to the front, so I may arrange, and then this bring to the front, and then I will do the fill, and this one to be filled. Actually, everything needed to be filled. Yes. And then Ctrl C, Ctrl V, bring here, B, bring here, Okay, and then I think I can use this one just for the side string. Here, here. Okay, let's see. So to check your drawing, you can remove your body templates. And then, yes, let's add a middle gather, like a wrinkle line here, P. Enter. Enter. And as you see, I have a fill option here, so it's kind of filling the, lines. But I will fix it once I draw over the wrinkle line. Enter. 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 Click. Enter. Once I select this lines with Shift key, if you hold your Shift key, select several objects together, and then of course no fill, and I might go to the stroke options here. From this, I may change to the ununiform. So, we just draw this one, and this will be your assignment, okay? So draw this one without my instruction, and then we will now draw. Now we will draw a kilt dress. So we will draw this kilt dress, and then handkerchief. So I will actually do the group before I move, and then move. And then let's draw the kilt dress. So to draw a kilt dress, I will start with the side line here, P, and then draw here, and then click back, and then about here, and then I will draw pleats, about here, and then I will draw here, and then click back, and then click. So now I have one pleat here. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is actually we will do the copy. So to repeat these pleats, we will actually use the transform under the effects, okay? So go to effects, and then, distort and transform, and then transform. And under the effect, transform under the effects, actually there is a tool for the move, okay? So make sure you have a preview selected, and we want 2 more copies of these pleats. So we will enter here 2, and then you will move a little bit. Do you see? As you move, you create a copies. I think I need to move back a little bit. Yes. So make sure those 3 are kind of very close to each other, and then hit OK. Okay? So now you create one, repeat here, and then, select, transform this time, reflect, and then copy, and then move back to the other side. Okay. And then we will finish up the middle section of skirt. P tool again. I may change the color so you guys can see better. And then P, enter. A to make it fixed, and then P again, and then this. I will actually stop here, and then click back, and then click enter. Now we will add brushes for the fray parts. So P as a pen tool, enter, and then we will draw line. Actually, my drawing is a little bit big, so I will actually need to make it smaller. I will do that in a little bit. Okay, enter. And then I will select the whole thing, and I will actually make it smaller. And I may reduce my stroke a little bit thinner because my, I want my, fray part a little bit look more real. And then after you select, draw this part, let's create a brush, pattern brush, yes. And then hit the OK. And then, P. Draw. Enter. And then apply your brush. And again, because I should draw a little bit smaller, but my brush is a little bit big, so double click, and then you can actually scale down on here, apply. Or you can redraw, but again, when you draw a smaller object, you can actually zoom in to see the size relative to your original drawing, okay? So we are done with this skirt too. And then before I move back, I will actually make the line color to the black. Now I realize my, stroke, brush is not black. So to change it to black, actually you need to make sure your stroke color is black here, and then double click. And then do you see this colorization here? And then you may select to the tint and shade to apply stroke. Then now my brush is black color again, okay? So that's how you change your color. Then, delete, and then I may select this, and then group, and then Control minus, and then we'll move back. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna draw a handkerchief skirt. So with pen tool, selected P, and make sure you have no fill. And then I may change my color to red so you can see, but you don't need it to, okay? I'm just changing my stroke because of for you to see better, but you don't need to, okay? And then I may come all the way down. And then I may do this here, click. And then I may do here. Okay. And then I can down around here. Oops, Control G. And then here, enter, and I may do A, direct selection tool, to modify. And then I may reduce this a little bit. Oops. This looks better. Okay, so you know, so what I'm going to do now is actually we will fill this in the gradient to create a shadow look. Okay, so P, and then this time actually because we're gonna do I will click here and then maybe around here and then click here and then this, and then actually you don't need to follow that wrinkle, the draped line. Instead we're gonna actually do this one and then do the arrange tool to make this gradient field go behind. Anyway, so there's two ways that you can fill this object. I may change this one to black, brown. Okay, so I made this change to this one to brown, the blue. And then this one again to red. So there's a two way to you can do that. So do you see this gradient tool here? And then actually there's another gradient here too. So you can use either one, but I will show you how to use the tool from here first. So after you select the object that you wanted to fill the gradient, and then make sure, you know, your fill is front. And also, you need to make sure you select the fill option up here, and then you may fill any color for now. Okay? Then let's select the gradient tool and then click inside. So now, do you see this small kind of diamond shape here? Actually, make your gradient whether you want darker or lighter by moving this. And then once you bring your mouse around the black curve here, actually you can rotate. So I will actually rotate this one because I want my bottom is darker, and then a little bit like that. So as you see, if you are moving those two circles, it's kind of whether you want like white a little bit more dominant, or whether you want like black a little bit dominant, or you want like in terms of the smooth transition, or like a little bit more dramatic kind of transition here. Okay? Oops. So after you fill your gradient, actually I change it from the black to the gray because I don't like, you know, my gradient is too darker. So if you double click these fill options, you can actually change a little bit of from the black to the a little bit darker gray. Anyway, so after you do that, you may make this one Actually, you will not see until you do the fill here. So I will do the select the outside of the skirt, right click, transform, deflect, copy, and then move to the other side. And then I may do the select this together and then join, and then I will fill the colors actually with white, and then let's select this one, and then I will this one arrange, and then send it to the back, you know, like this, and then Control C, Control V, and then send it arrange, and then send it to the back, and then so if you don't like the you know, both lines are too identical, you may use A tool, you know, to modify a little bit. Oops. But you know, that's for good for now. And then I will add some vertical lines, P. And then make sure you have no fill, P. And then I may draw a little line and take here, and then here, here. Oops. Enter here, 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 and then after I draw those vertical lines, I will select with the Shift key to change my stroke a little bit. Yeah, like that. Okay. So I think I selected this one, so it should be changed to the uniform. Okay. So I will change this one line color to black, and then group, and then I didn't add the waistband, but I think you can add. Okay, so add those waistband and finish this one. So now we will draw two sweaters. So actually I will draw this one, and then this second one will be your assignment, and we're gonna draw this together, traditional tennis sweater, but intarsia you will draw as assignment. Okay, so pen tool selected P, and then make sure you have no fill, and then maybe change it to the stroke color. And then I will draw a main sweater shape here. P. Click, back. And then it's going to be a drop shoulder, so I will go over a little bit more over the shoulder. And then click here. And then like here. Enter. So for the main part of the lip, we will use brush tool again. So let's kind of draw all the outlines first. Copy. And then we will do join. And then I may do sleeve. P. If you guys wanted to use the one of the sweater shirt sleeve that you use, that's fine. Copy and paste and then use it, those. Again. So again, oops, do not forget to come back where you start. Okay. Otherwise, okay. After you fill, you will see a lot off around the shoulder area. Okay, P again, and then I will draw those leaves. Enter. A. Okay. And then I realized that my stroke is a half point. That's why it looks so thinner. So I will actually change to 1 point now. And then I will select this with the bead tool. And then let's make sure I select both together. And then transform, transform, reflect, copy. Okay, so now what we need to do is we will need to create some leaf shape. So we will create a like 2 by 2. So P. Okay, so we will draw a P. Not the P line. Actually, I drew the wrong P. And then actually I will do the control and copy and paste, Control C, Control V, because I want them to be the same length. And then if we wanna sure about the alignment, you can use the alignment option here. Okay, and then Control C, Control V again. So it's going to be 2 by 2. Again, you can do one more time. So after you have this repeat, bring to the brush tool and then select pattern brush and then hit OK. Okay, and then we will draw a neck line here, P. Actually, I'm going to draw whole thing, but if you want to, you can always draw only one side, and then you can, do the copy, transform, like that. And then with A tool, I modify those lines a little bit. So to make a little bit more visible, I will change the color. Okay, oops, I select everything together. Okay, so I will add that line inside here, P. Then draw B, enter, and then try to apply for those brushes, and then with a tool, I may bring this one a little bit close to, and actually let's change the corner. So now this is the corner shape, and then we can change to a little bit overlap. It doesn't really do anything. Instead, actually, I will actually do only one side, A, and then apply. So it comes almost all the way. And then we will do this one as a reflect. Reflect, transform, reflects, copy, and then move to the other side. Like that. And then I will add the line. Here, enter. And reflect. Oops, ESC. Transform, reflect, copy. And then move to the other side. And then last one. Backline, enter. And then if you want to add the lips shape to the middle line, you can do that, you know, after you add those P. And then apply, enter, A, like that. Okay, so these are the leaves with those, you know, brush tool. And then actually you can do here and here with this one. I have to draw a simple line, straight line here, enter, and then do A. It's a little bit shorter, so if you wanted to create a new brushes for taller one, you can do that. And then I may create a leaves around here, P. Enter, and then actually I will copy, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and then make it slightly taller. And then I may create a new brush, and then may apply this one to the new brush. It's a little too big. And then here, and then this brush, like that. And then P, and then this brush. So I think you may need between this length and this length for the sleeve length. Okay. Then I will use blend tool this time to show the texture here. Okay. So you will need to draw two lines. P, enter, and then P, enter. And those two lines doesn't need to be same length, okay? After you draw the two lines, select both together, and then we'll use blend tool, select it, top click, bottom click, top click, bottom click. And then some of you didn't get these, steps. So let's just change. I will show you how to change the options. So double click the blend tool. And then we will select actually to the specific step. And then maybe do 25. And then hit OK. And actually I want my stroke a little bit thinner. So I will change this one to 0.5. Okay? So this is, you may have a little bit more space or less space, depends on the how far it was. So 25 is kind of mathematics. So if you draw the put too much distance between these two, you may increase your steps. And then if you put these two lines close than mine, then you may put the less steps, okay? So we will try to use blend tool to draw this some patterns here. Okay. So pen tool selected. I will just draw here and then we'll move. Otherwise it will be maybe confusing. And then make sure you have selection tool, both together selected, and then blend tool selected, and then click top, bottom, top, bottom. Oops. I may do that again. Key, enter, enter, and then blend tool selected. Actually, the order of selection is really important. So top, bottom, top, bottom. Okay. So if you wanted to change it a little bit more steps, then you may increase, or if you want less, then you may reduce. I think mine is okay. So sorry. And then after that, I will actually move this one to here around neck area. What's this? And with A, direct selection tool selected, I may move here. And because the line that you have is, if you do this way, it will actually stretch a little bit. So you can do that. And then I will copy this one, Control C, Control V, A. And then with the direct selection tool, whole thing selected, and then I will remove this one here, and then I will place here with A tool, direct selection tool. Oops, you can modify. Like that. Okay, so after you have these two, draw, and then I will select both together with Shift key, select it. Did I select both together? So select this one, and then select this one with the hold Shift key, and then transform, reflect, copy, and then I will move the other side. So this is blend tool. Actually, some of you feel like you can use a brush tool. Of course, you can do that, but I just show you different way to create patterns. Okay. Then we will actually add a dotted line here. So P, okay? And then where is the stroke? My stroke here. So under the stroke option, enter, you need to make sure your stroke line is selected and then click the dashed line. And somehow the default is 12, but if you have 12-point dashed line, it's too like sparse. So I will change it to maybe 3, like that, okay? So after you do the dashed line, I made a Ctrl C, Ctrl V to make inner line. And then I selected these together, transform, reflect, and then copy to the other side. Okay. So now you learn how to got the dashed line and then, blend the tool to create some patterns. And then we will add some vertical lines with the blend tool again. So P, enter, and then you need to make sure unselect the dashes. Okay, now unselect the dashed line. And then I may draw a line here, enter. And then with the selection tool, shift key, hold shift key, select both together. And then blend tool, top, bottom, top, bottom. And then this time I want more or less steps. So I may just do the 10. And then I think my stroke can be thinner, even thinner. So I may change to quarter. And then with A, like this. And then with direct selection tool, selection tool, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and I may copy and paste here, and then I may do the A, direct selection tool, modify my lines here, okay? So you may do that for the sleeve here. And then I wanted to do, change this to black stroke. And then again, if your brush is not black when you draw, you can double click. Oops. Without selecting this, and then just double click, and then change to the tint and shade, then apply to stroke. You may do that this one too, double click, and then tint and shade. Then it will return to the black color, and then you may do the group, and then do, okay? So we draw this, so that will be your assignment. You can use brush tool to create this lip, and then it's up to you whether you wanted to use the blend tool to draw those kind of patterns here. Now we will draw this jean skirt, and you already learned how to draw the dashed line, but I'm going to show you one more time. So you can learn the offset tool to here too, okay? Let's draw a skirt here. So we will draw actually front part of the skirt. P, and then here, and then let's click here, and then click back, then click, enter. Okay, so we will do the offset here. So let's select the whole drawing before we actually do the transform, okay? So select the whole skirt, and then go to object, and then under path, you will find the offset path. Okay, so this is, we wanted to make it smaller, and then we want really close. So maybe -0.1. And then make sure you preview selected. Actually, inches. So let's do maybe 0.005 inches. And then meter limit is, because our line is not that much dramatic, we don't need to really worry about the meter limit. But when you have a pointy, you will, it's kind of how far you want it to follow, okay? And then our join is meter. So if you try to see how those lines change, you can kind of see, but we want, so when you change it to the actually bevel, it changes the corner here. So we want like exactly almost same with the original line. And then, you know, so change to the meter. Okay. So now, this is the offset created. We just need an inner one here. So I will show you how to delete the outer one. Okay, so after outer one, the offset line is selected. There's a scissor tool here. Under the eraser tool, scissor tool. And then you can actually disconnect here, okay, and then disconnect here. So now it's got separated. Before it's kind of combined one, but I selected this corner and then this corner to delete. I mean the separate. So I will delete this one, and then for this one, I need only actually line here and then bottom here, but I don't need the side line and then up line here. So I will use the scissor tool again to click corner and then click. Okay, so I click each corner with the scissor tool. Then I will delete this and then I will delete this. Okay, I know you can actually draw the line here, but you know, with using the offset tool, you can actually copy exactly a smaller one or bigger one with this offset tool. So with the shift key, select it, and then going to the stroke, and then select the dash it, and then make sure your point is 3 points, not the 12, so it's not that big. And then I may reduce to the 0.75, like that. Okay, so now you got this right side drawn, and then this one you can copy, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and then do one more line here to draw the double stitches, and then we will select the whole thing together, transform, reflect, copy, copy, and then we move to the other side. Then let's finish up. So you can draw P And then make sure you unselect the dashed line key, and then draw a waistband. Here. Enter. And then with the A tool, I may modify a little bit. And then we will use actually offset one more time. So I may zoom in. And then after you select the selection tool, with the go object, path, offset path, and then I may reduce to yes, a little bit more close to, and then with this scissor tool, I may disconnect here and here. Now you can separate this line. Oops. Oops. Delete. So you can only do this with dashed line. Okay? And then you can copy, transform, reflect, copy, and move to the other side. But I want this part a little bit smaller, so actually I can reduce the whole thing. And then I will use, if you don't want to have a stitch line here, you can use the scissor tool to disconnect. And then you can remove this one. And then you may use elliptical, ellipse tool, not the elliptical, ellipse tool, draw a button. And then actually my dashes should be even smaller, not the dashed line. Actually, you need to unselect the dashed line to draw a button. And then you can finish this side and then pocket for the, finished jean skirt. So there is another jean skirt here. It has a front slit here and a little bit longer, and then have buttons, snaps around the hip area. So that will be your assignment, okay? So we draw the 4 skirts today, 2 sweaters, and then 1 jean shirt, and this is your assignment too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Totally, you should have 8 drawings in your files, okay? Okay. So I will see you Wednesday morning. No, actually next Monday, we will not have the attendance check and then Zoom meeting, Monday. So I will see you again on Wednesday, next Wednesday morning. Okay? Have a fun, and if you have any questions, email me or, come to the, during our office hours.